This aiming method will allow you to beat more experienced opponents, and it works simply and reliably in a game. This is Break from Life. Welcome back, and if this is your first time watching one of our videos, then it's fantastic to have you here. It's weird to think there's a surprising number of experienced players out there who have no real way of lining up a shot. It doesn't matter how good a player you are, as long as you have a consistent way of lining up a shot that's quick and easy to do, you'll improve more quickly and have the potential to become a better player than someone who just plays purely on instinct. Let me explain what I mean with my stupid step analogy. Watching televised snooker right from the very top, it can be difficult to see what playing snooker's like from a grassroots level. As you go up the steps, the better you become until you reach the level of, let's say, the 2018 World Final. And you can, in theory, reach the top like this just by playing on natural instincts. I would say I'm roughly halfway up this, and if I'm having a bad day, I dip down a step, but if I'm having a good day, I go up a step, just like any other player. If you've got a reliable and accurate aiming method, then it's possible to get from a position where you've never played before to my ability within a year, so long as you work at it really hard. But here's the problem. Working out an angle during a break is time consuming and can really knock you out of rhythm. Unless the way you line the shot up is massively straightforward, then playing on instinct is simply going to be so much better. But what about the times though when you don't have a feel for everything? And the balls don't just naturally seem to be going towards the pockets. Maybe because you've only been playing for a few minutes, maybe because you don't have the ability, or maybe because you're just under pressure in that situation. It's incredibly reassuring on a shot you're worried about missing to know you're lining it up exactly in the right place. Players almost always blame their cue action when they miss shots, but as long as you line the shot up right, on a basic shot like this, your cue action has to be incredibly bad in order to miss a shot like that. I've shown this before on this channel, but if you play a shot that's about hard enough to go down across the spots and come back again and get roughly into bulk, if you play a shot that's about that hard with a red here on the top cushion, if you go to hit the red on the top cushion at that speed and then try and cue across it as much as you can with side or whatever, you can't get anywhere near missing the red. It's alarming to think then that half the players playing the game don't actually have a way of lining the shot up, and you tend to know which ones because they're almost always very inconsistent. These can be really good experienced players. This is just because if any aiming system is a little complicated, then in a game when there's a lot going on, it's just going to seem really intimidating. You need a method for aiming that's simple and really reliable. Imagine when you're playing a shot, the white is stuck to the end of your cue. And when you play the shot, you're directly playing the cue onto the object ball. So all you've got to do is play this in the right place and you pop the red. When you're just playing a shot normally, you can imagine you're doing exactly the same thing. And right here, you'll be able to see the reflection of the white in the red. And you can just play your cue tip straight through the center of the cue ball to this point on the red. This focuses your mind on the only thing you really need to do to guarantee potting the ball. You may find you're aiming here, but actually striking here. And if you're doing something like this, what you want to do is just have a few goes at it until the point you're aiming for is the point you're striking. I usually describe this as calibration. And once you've calibrated your aim, you'll find it a lot easier to line shots up. So I'm going to line the shot up in exactly the same way as before, and just as how you can line up any other shot. Work out where we want the cue ball to go. So that's here. So we get the cue ball there, we're going to be potting the red. Now if we look from the point of view of the cue, you can see all the way along the cue where the tip's going to be on the red. That's about there. And as long as we've calibrated our aim, when we go to play the shot, striking the cue ball right through the centre, if we play the tip of the cue to this point on the object ball, then really we have to pop the red. And what about for thinner shots, where when we play the white to the right place, it's going to be about there somewhere. And as you can see, our tip is coming through here. So our tip's going to miss the ball altogether. So what we can do then is use this edge and line that edge up to there. And if we hit that point with the left edge of the cue ball, and we're doing everything right again, then we have to pop the red. If after all this you seem to be aiming in the right place, you just can't quite get the cue ball to go there, then you're probably not striking the cue ball right through the centre. So to do that, you can do this. Play the white up and down the spots. I've even added a block of chalk here. You might not be able to see it. And just see how straight you can play the white up and down the spots. And it will let you know if you're putting right or left hand side on the cue ball. This is all part of our cam aiming system. And if you want to know about it in more detail, then try our video Snooker aiming system. It's in the card right now and on the Break From Life channel page, along with a load of other videos that will help you dominate at the game and make the commitment to becoming a better player by subscribing to the channel. And after just a few weeks practicing this, you'll be able to just come to the table, think, I want to hit the object ball there, go to play the shot, and hit it exactly where you want it to. There's nothing better than having a feel for where the shot's going, but you won't always have this, and if you do, it doesn't last forever. So you need a way of lining up a shot that's accurate, quick, and allows you to instantly get a feel for the game again. This aiming method definitely works best when you're under pressure in a game. I cannot tell you how reassuring it is to know you've just got to strike the cue ball so it gets to here. It doesn't matter if you're worried about your cue action or you're thinking incredibly negatively about the shot. Since I've been using this method for about a year or so, I've found I've been a lot less concerned about my own mental state when I'm playing the game. I've also won a lot more tournaments and have been making more consistent high breaks. My own improvement does have an awful lot to do with this aiming method, but also to do with the better things I've been practicing and the more simplistic ways I've been break building. More on that in a minute though, because you may have noticed I haven't uploaded a video in a while, and that's because I've been setting up the official Break From Life shop. That's right, this channel isn't immune from selling our own branded tat, including hats and t-shirts, but more importantly, we're listing snooker equipment that's going to make it even more easy for you to just go and have a game of snooker. From snooker cues to snooker extensions and training aids to even snooker chalk, all found at the cheapest prices I can find online. To find out more, simply click the link to go to our website. And if you want to find out more about break building, then try our videos Snooker Tips or Snooker Positional Play. And remember, don't just watch, play, and make the commitment to becoming a better player by subscribing to the channel. See you later. This ain't